Yay Media Group.
Hey guys, it's Stephanie.
I'm Trey.
I'm looking over at his thing. This is your weekly dose of BS. I'm like, what
I said we have breaking news to talk about.
I cannot wait.
Okay, so yesterday I was at the mall and I got an alert on my phone. I don't know who I got this alert from, but Annemarie Wiley, who was on Real Houses of Beverly Hills, 2 years ago?
I don't even know who is that? I've never heard that name. Hold on.
And she, oh my gosh, was she an Olympian? No. She's an athlete.
I really have not watched Beverly Hills in a while. So
this was a couple of years ago.
Was she only on one season, or she was not like one that somebody like hated? Because I really only see the cliff notes on social media.
I honestly don't remember what the reason was. But I got this news alert that Annemarie Wiley's husband was arrested for domestic abuse. And I guess there was a situation in like 2009 before they were married. There were a handful of girls that he allegedly brought into a hotel room. He then went to the bathroom, came out and was naked and like forced them against the wall and did things with them that they did not consent to. So Annemarie, though, today files for divorce and got a restraining order from Marcellus Wiley. After his arrest, she is alleging that he physically and sexually assaulted her as well.
Oh, that's insane.
She has accused him of continuing and escalating patterns of physical violence, sexual abuse, verbal and emotional abuse, financial control, and intimidation, much of which their children had witnessed.
Oh, that's horrible.
Is that sad?
That's horrible. Yeah. There's some gross husbands on some of these shows.
Yeah.
That's so gross. Between that one and that other, the one on Rhode Island, stresses me out. I don't even watch either of these, but like it really does stress me out, the things that some of like these women have to go through.
The way that I don't even remember their names. Was it Rula, maybe?
I think
and her
so.
husband?
Yeah.
The way that she is just blindly riding for him, can't stand it.
I don't know why I don't like him. I don't know what it is about. From the things that I've seen on him, I just don't like him.
I know why I don't like him, because there is solid
person.
Evidence on camera of him leaving filming to go hang out with his side hoe and then coming back. Like the evidence, it was wild. I never finished Rhode Island.
And she's so beautiful. I've not watched the show. Maybe I'm sure nobody deserves to be married to somebody like, but like, yeah, I just don't like, there's something I just don't like.
Well, let's talk about narcissism for a second.
I don't like this person. There's like so many people that I'm just like, ooh, that's
you would think, like a logical person would think, ooh, my life is about to be under the spotlight. I should probably make sure that all the skeletons in my closet leave and are clear. And this man is actively filming a TV show with his wife about his wife and is leaving his wife to go hang out with his side piece. Like,
it's so sad.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's so sad. Yeah. I don't like him. I don't like this. There's just so many. Do you think sometimes the women do these shows though to kind of get away from these people?
Of course.
Agree.
I think a lot of it is establishing your own identity, especially if your identity is that of your successful husband, but it's also to create your own source of income, which oftentimes on these shows before these women come onto the show, they don't have their own source of income. So yeah, absolutely. I do think it is kind of an escape hatch in a sense.
Yeah, I would agree. I would totally agree.
Erika Jane, she would have never been able to get away from Tom had it not been for her having something of her own. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
I feel like Erika just is a little different for me though, because I feel like she is like one of those people that's savvy enough where she would have figured out how to get away from him. But I think a lot of women maybe don't feel like they have a choice.
Well, I think the show gave Erika the confidence that Tom probably worked really hard to break down for all those years. So that gave her the confidence of like, no, I actually can do this. Yeah.
But no, I agree. I also just watching like the little clips. I don't really think Andy Cohen even likes Rula's.
No.
I can tell like he's just like, oh girl. And she's so much prettier than him too. Like she is so like, he's not a good looking, maybe it's because I just don't think he's a good person. He just is not even a good looking guy. I'm
That's
just like, girl.
Yeah.
What in the world? Yeah. And I think she's really a beautiful person. But I wish that her co-stars would kind of go after him more than her.
They did.
Well,
they did, but she was like, if you come for him, you come for me. And they're like, girl, no.
I have not seen it. I would have been like, because I think that is not her shame to carry. And one of my biggest pet peeves with like people, especially people in bad situations, like this lady that you were talking about, or that sometimes I feel like women think they have to carry other people's shame, and and men too, but that's not really the case. I feel like it's his to carry. And so I hope that this Beverly Hills ex-housewife knows that what her husband did, that's on him, and that's his shame. It has nothing to do with her. Same with Rula. Like, I think at some point it has nothing to do with you. Whenever somebody does bad things, it has everything to do with them, and that's not your shame to carry. And I think a lot of times if people realize that, they wouldn't have such a hard time leaving bad situations. So yeah, but it makes me sad that some of these women go through, like, that's a horrible thing to be married to somebody like that, especially if you have children, especially if you didn't know they were like that. And then to have that, I don't know, just so sad.
My favorite clip from Rhode Island is, I don't remember their name, so I'm going to botch this, but one of the cast members was talking to Rula, and she was like, he goes and visits her in the morning. And she was like, no, he goes to the gym in the morning. And she was like, he does not look like he goes to the gym.
I've heard good things about Rhode Island. I've not watched it, but yeah, I do feel sorry for her though. I just feel like, girl, yeah.
Speaking of Rhode Island, a lot of people thought that Taylor Swift was going to have her wedding at her house in Rhode Island or at a venue in Rhode Island. She did not. She did, in fact, get married at Madison Square Garden. I was convinced that was all a ploy, and I'll explain that to you in a second. We got to take a break. We'll be right back. So I thought, surely Taylor Swift is not going to make a spectacle out of her wedding because her life is so public that she's going to try to keep this as intimate and private as possible. Because here's the thing about Taylor Swift. You see Taylor Swift when she wants you to see her. You hear from her when she wants to be heard. Things just don't get out. And the day of the wedding, or even like a few days leading up, there was just like a little too much that was leaking and getting out, and like photos of vendors loading stuff into Madison Square Garden. In my head, my honest theory, and until I see a photo of her in Madison Square Garden, I'm not sure that I'm going to fully believe it, but whatever. I thought she is rich enough and has enough connections and enough stuff from past tours to where she could very easily rent Madison Square Garden for 3 days and load old tour stages in there and just have people unloading her storage units for 3 days to throw people off while she's out somewhere else getting married in another country, to throw people off her scent. But they even had on the marquee signs outside of Madison Square Garden, like, just married.
Yeah.
With like 2 T's.
Yeah.
And there are photos of celebrities like in New York, or videos of them like on buses being shuttled in. Apparently she actually got married at Madison Square Garden, which is crazy. And so I saw some girl on TikTok talking about it, and she was like, listen, a lot of y'all got married in barns. Remember when barn weddings were a thing? Barn dominiums? And people were like, this is where I want to hang my chandelier. So y'all need to stop criticizing Taylor Swift for getting married at Madison Square Garden. I was like, you know what? That's a good point. But apparently she turned it into this like whole ethereal garden thing. I was just very surprised at how much information was getting out about it, because I know she keeps people under lock and key. But what actually threw me was the Adam Sandler thing. Did you see that?
No.
Apparently he was their officiant. I was like, that's a lie. Was
he really?
Now you're messing with us, like, straight to our face. Apparently he was their officiant. I don't know.
Oh, I didn't, yeah, God only knows. I have no idea. I did see that, this is against my own will, by the way. I just see things, so it's not like I'm seeking it, but I did see that there were like 1,000 guests, and all of them like got Cartier watches as like a gift. For attending the wedding. I was like, that is a good gift. I would like to get one of those.
I did see, so was he the president or CEO of AMC movie theaters? He was invited, which that made me feel like, okay, this sounds a little transaction-y.
But like 1,000 people, that is a lot.
I think it was like 1,200.
Oh, 1,200? That's a lot. I don't even know that many people. I don't feel like.
Same.
But
it's a lot of people. But he posted a whole like, it was a sweet like homage, kind of recap of their wedding, but it was also quickly deleted.
Oh, okay.
Because
they were like,
if you get invited to Taylor Swift's wedding, you shouldn't post about it on Facebook. Like, no, and I don't think they had people sign NDAs going into their wedding, but like, come on.
Well, you know who supposedly was not there?
Blake Lively.
Yeah, which was interesting enough. I don't know if she was there or not. Maybe she just didn't post anything.
She allegedly was not, because she was seen in upstate New York around the time that Taylor was getting married.
You know how weird that is? Like if somebody is your kid's godmother and they get married and you're not invited. I don't know. It's very strange.
Well,
very, very, very crazy. But yeah, especially if 1,200 people are invited, Trey, that is very intentional.
Yeah, but I mean, everything looked like Blake was trying to use Taylor to win that lawsuit.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Oh no, I don't blame the girl, but it's just interesting. It's just very, very interesting.
Yeah.
But no, I did not see pictures. I saw but you don't know what's AI anymore.
Right.
But I did see pictures of supposedly like the inside. It looked really pretty. It was like a garden, you're right. And then there's a bunch of AI on her dress. I don't know what's real or what's fake. But you know what? Good for her. She's waited I mean, how old is she?
34 or 5? Maybe she's 36? She's mid to late 30s.
She's mid to late 30s.
I did see some people saying that they were a little underwhelmed by the guests' outfits that they wore and kind of expected people to treat as more like the Met Gala, like in what they were wearing. I think the dangerous part there is Taylor Swift has had the same stylist since she was like 13. And that's just like a major no-no. For some reason, she's really loyal to him. But he sometimes does her real dirty. Yeah. Sometimes she dresses well. Sometimes she doesn't. So I feel like the wedding guests were like, toss up here on which one it's going to be today. So they were just like, we got to keep it neutral.
See, I think they were smart, because if you upstage her, then you're going to get all kinds of hate for upstaging her. So I would rather
play it safe.
Exactly. Yes. Like be safe in weddings. Yeah. Because the amount of people that I think, there was one girl that had this like beautiful like red dress. It was lacy, kind of see-through, but it was really pretty. And the amount of hate this girl got from being inappropriate, even though everyone loved her dress, I was, be smart.
We got to take a break real quick. We'll be right back. Have you ever been to a wedding where you felt like maybe your dress was a little too nice? Like, not that you overdressed, maybe other people underdressed?
Oh, gosh. Yeah. I mean, I would say possibly not like I felt like I outstaged the bride, but maybe that I didn't get the memo of all the guests were going to be
a little more casual than not.
Yeah. I would say that's like most of the weddings that I go back home to, honestly.
I had a wedding, this is a few years ago. Someone from high school was getting married, and I went to their wedding, and I showed up in a suit, and everyone else was wearing like, someone was wearing a t-shirt, but most people were wearing like polos or like shirts that just like didn't fully fit. And I was like, I think I'm too dressed up. The groom was wearing a polo. I was like, well. But honestly, I was like, that's not my problem. That's yours.
No, I would say I have been to weddings, especially if they're like outdoor ones, where I feel like I always try to wear like a cocktail dress to weddings unless it's a black tie. And then if it's a black tie, I complain the whole time. And then I just throw something, and then I put a black tie dress on anyways, because I have to. But I have done one where everybody's like in, flip-flops, more like sandals and stuff, because it's outside. And I'm
like a beach.
Yes. And I'm like sinking in the ground in my high heels. Yeah. But I do. I've attended a lot but I'd rather be overdressed than underdressed any day. Like I hate feeling underdressed.
That is so not true. And we could roll back the footage. We have you went to, what was that award show last year where you felt like you were overdressed?
Oh, well,
you hated that.
That is severely overdressed. But I'd rather be like, I would rather not be the girl in flip-flops and a sundress if everybody's in a black tie. Like I would feel very uncomfortable. Now, I did not like that because I felt like I was not prepared to what that. I will never go in unprepared again. But for a wedding, I would never want to go in feeling like if it was a black tie wedding and I was in a sundress, I would cringe. Like I would hate that.
Yeah. And let me just tell you, if you are getting married and you get married outside in the summer, I hate you. Your friends hate you.
Just have fans.
I've been to so many weddings that were outdoors that had no business being outdoors.
You cannot do that in Texas.
Oh.
I really feel like you have to have at least shade.
Like, period, actually. You can't get married outdoors in Texas, period. Because the weather is so back and forth, you never know what you're going to get. Go somewhere else.
I think if you do, you really should, like, give people at least, like, the little fans when they walk in.
Big one. Or big. Bring a box fan. Like
one of those things you put around the neck that blows air on you. Yeah, like something. But I have been to some miserable weddings. I will tell you that. Like I've been to some very miserable weddings where you're like sitting out there sweating. Also, I think if you get married, then there are 2 pet peeves of mine, okay, for those people getting married that really care, and I'm sure nobody does. Okay, these are my pet peeves. When you get married, like, and it's supposed to start at 6 o'clock, especially if it's outside, just like get your life together, get your hair and makeup artist together. You should be ready. It should start within like
5 minutes.
Yes. Like I would say I'll give you a 10 to 15 minute grace period, but it should start like around that time because there's nothing worse than just sitting there, especially if you're outside sweating your butt off.
Because here's what you don't want to hear. No one cares.
Yes.
Like to wait for you to like we're here to eat, girl. We're here to drink. We're here to celebrate you. The ceremony's great, but like let's go.
Yeah, everybody just really they want to see the ceremony, but they also want to hang out and mingle, and the reception's the part that's really fun for everybody, right?
Yes.
Another thing, this is a very big preference of mine, is, and a lot of people are against this, like take as many pictures as you can before the wedding starts.
Yes.
Because I also think it really like messes up the vibe and the excitement whenever you get married and then people have to wait like a good hour and a half for you to take every single picture. And then you like people don't show up. And then like I have been to some weddings where it's like a good hour and a half before the bride and groom actually show up to the reception area because they do all of their pictures after they get married. I just feel like do your first look, have it on camera. Or at least do like all the grooms and groomsmen and the bride and the bridesmaid, like do as many pictures. If you really just want to see each other walking down the aisle or whatever, then do as many pictures as you can.
I also feel like candidates are just so much better than a posed photo. When Zach and I got married, I think we gave our photographer like 15 minutes after the wedding. We were like, we want to go, they're having fun. Why are we down here doing this? Like, no. But I'd also rather like see the moment than like stage the moment. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's another thing.
Those
are
my like our wedding advice.
Also, have food. That is important.
Yes. Pass apps. If you're taking photos, pass food around. Something.
I feel like food's
Don't make me wait for you.
Yeah, like I would rather like do like beer, a cheap wine, and food than like a whole bar and nothing. Like it's because it's hard to be drunk.
Some of my favorite weddings I've been to. Number one, I mean, besides mine, Babe's Fried Chicken.
Oh yeah,
they served so good, inexpensive but memorable. I also went to a wedding that I think their budget for the wedding was like $10,000, and they hired this pizza truck. They came in and they like made fresh pizzas on the back of this truck. It was so great. Like it was like an activation. Like it was something to do. So you went and you like built your own pizza and they made it, and it was fun. So you don't have to always spend a ton of money. But
I went to a wedding in Oklahoma that had McDonald's cheese. It was my favorite thing. McDonald's cheeseburgers. Yes, please. It was great, especially because we were all drinking. So it was perfect. I would say like it was cocktail hour and then like an hour in, they had like all of these like cheeseburgers and French, like McDonald's heaven. It was best. It was the best.
I love that.
Yeah. So, but that's another thing. Not like people care about what our wedding tips are, but I know a lot of people are getting married. So things to think about for your guest.
Yep.
A fan, food, photography.
Yep. That's right.
Those are, Okay, on that note, I am going to get my hair highlighted because it has been a minute.
And I did that yesterday.
Yesterday was color.
Oh.
Today's every time I go out of town for the next like 5 to 6 days, I also need to get my nails. Everything's due by the time I get back. So today's highlights. Next time I'm going to be a little bit blonder.
Well, then we got to go.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for listening and supporting. You can follow me at Steph Hollman on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
You can follow me at Trey_Stewart. You can follow our podcast at BS the Podcast. You can watch us on YouTube at We Could Host BS. Bye.
Yay Media Group.